Well, hello and welcome to the Tainted Lands Mists of Mournton, the character journal for Chapter 11. My name's Eric. I play Sir Cadron Lorinar, and this one, once again, will be a bit in character, as I have deigned to do my last two. So, let's begin. We pick up our adventure as the party and I were moving back towards Hazel, the woman we met in the woods around Mournton's house. She lives beneath a tree. It's odd. It's creepy. We had volunteered, well, more made a deal really, to go retrieve her lucky coin from a nearby barrow in return for some information about the location of Lessick. Now, unfortunately, Wallace informed me that he had placed an item in my bag, that he had discovered our dear friend Toby holding in his sleep, and it was a rune-covered orb. And Hazel wasn't exactly happy that we had taken it, so upon our arrival back at her clearing, her tree was gone, replaced by a living tree, and, well, she lived underneath sort of a hollowed-out dead one, and all we could hear was her voice. And she informed us that because we had taken something of hers, she had taken something of ours, and that a blood price must be paid. I tried explaining that we merely did it because it's a bad idea to let Toby have arcane artifacts. To little effect. A moment later, a stone and a knife appeared in the center of the clearing, and I tried to take Wallace's place to pay the blood price, as I was already wounded, but he spoke up instead, and so he cut his palm, and the stone disappeared after bleeding over it, and revealed a burial mound. And the knife became a shovel, and Wallace alone had to dig Toby out of his own grave. I don't even know anymore, honestly. Between the magic, the weirdness, the very fairy tale aspects of these woods, I'm about done by this point. So I go sort of wandering off around the clearing, and I may have, under my breath, asked if Hazel would be willing to make another deal. She had already kept one bargain, and she seemed intent on keeping deals that she makes, so I offered her some information that might not be in the book of hers that she carries. She didn't take me up on it, but she may in the future. I don't know. Now, after this, Hazel informed us of the directions to find a tower, which apparently lied beneath a night sky with very odd stars. So, we set out to exit the scope of Hazel's powers, and upon doing so, we found a bit of a trail. At the start of the trail, we rested for a bit, and then moved on, and as we started to approach the tower, which we could see from the distance, we had Wynne, who can now shapeshift into animals, apparently, start to scout ahead. And she discovered that upon reaching a certain distance from the tower, everything turns to night. Inexplicably. At this point in these woods, that could almost be considered normal, with everything we've dealt with. So, we knew there was only one door, so I suggested we knock. I mean, it's the polite thing to do, and there didn't seem to be anyone home immediately, so I began to approach, and upon getting within a certain distance, a figure from the top of the tower shot me with magic wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan at all. In fact, it hurt quite a bit. So, we just sort of barged our way in because none of us wanted to die from someone who was unwilling to welcome guests. As we all charged in, Junie, knowing that more than likely the creature would be waiting to meet us, decided to try and scale the building. Did not work out very well for her. She never made it in the building. However, I only knew that because as we got about 3 floors up, we found what we think might be Lessig, we're not sure yet, waiting for us. And you see, this whole time I had kind of assumed Lessig might be another one of the eyeless creatures, just a bit more powerful. Boy, was I wrong. I've never seen anything that had tentacles for a face. Purple skin, slightly strange, elongated features, and I really can't describe it anyway else. It's just... It tried to charm me again, using the same trick it used last time. Wholly unimpressed, thankfully, and it seems I've built up a bit of a resistance to it now, which is appreciated, because it meant all of us were able to keep fighting. Wallace did his thing with the blasts of light that he normally sort of just puts out everywhere, really. And those seem to be doing quite a bit of damage. Wynne once again demonstrating an amount of finesse with the blade that was a bit unexpected, also a little bit disturbing. She seems to be demonstrating a bit of unbridled rage lately, ever since the incident in the tomb. I should probably ask her about that. We've been a bit busy. So everyone starts doing their thing. I'm using my sword and shield instead of the new greatsword because I don't want to risk this thing slinging more magic at me. I thought the shield might at least do some good. And I proceeded to use a few of my personal tricks to greater effect than anticipated. I rushed at him with my shield forward and my blade ready for a lunge. Blade went through him, into the wall behind him, and out the wall behind him as I found little to no resistance, and we both went through the wall a few stories in the air. I'm starting to think multi-storied buildings don't like me very much. First, the tavern lights on fire, and now the tower decides to just give way. So, that's the second time I've dove out of a building from a few stories up. Second time doesn't hurt any less than the worst, to be quite honest. But we're alive. Hopefully that was the only creature in the tower, although we haven't gone all the way up yet. And I have to go back all the way up. I am very, very hurt right now. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go. Hopefully we can at least find something worth our while up there, because gods know we deserve to get paid for this tripe somehow. Really starting to wish I'd gone with Sweet Roll. And that sums up the episode 11 of the Tainted Lands, Mrs. Mournton. I get the feeling we're coming close to the end of the arc. I'm hoping that creature was Lessig. I don't know. RJ seems like he might have one or two twists still in store for us before the end of the arc, so we'll see how things go, and well, For those of you watching, I do hope you can catch us on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the stream. And you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Tainted Lands. Thank you for watching. Join us in chat next time, and, well, we will see how the rest of this story arc plays out.